that is what you call a motherfucking banger. Alright, so in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to sound like Bones on FL Studio. This was recommended to me by a fellow subscriber, so if you have video ideas, make sure to comment below. I read all comments. But before we begin, consider subscribing and hitting the bell for more videos like this. I don't know why I'm wearing the cowboy hat. Alright, the hair today, it's rough. It's free and you can change your mind whenever you want. Without further ado, let's get started. So we're over here, and as you can see, I got like a random type beat for Bones. Which I think will work perfectly for what we have in store. So I actually have a couple different things we got over here. The first thing is Fruity multi-band compressor. The reason I chose this compressor out of the other ones like Fruity Limiter and Fruity compressor is because this one actually targets the 3 different bands, like low bands, high bands, and mid bands, which is essentially like the frequencies, like what we got over here, or in an equalization. So the low frequencies will have a different compressor than the higher frequencies, which is very good when you want to target something specific. So for the low band, the threshold is at -20 decibels, ratio at 1:7:1, knee at 68%, attack 54 milliseconds, release 366 milliseconds, and a gain of nothing, of 0. Then the mid band would be 19 decibels, ratio 1.6:1, then 76 knee, 3.8 decibel gain, a 227 millisecond release, and a 22.1 millisecond attack. And then for the high, you have a -11.4 decibel threshold, a 3.4:1 ratio, 96% knee, a gain of 4.1, so the most gain, a release of 19.9 milliseconds, and an attack of 5.1 milliseconds. And it'll basically sound like this. Next, you want a de-esser, and I chose Maximus. And you go over here to presets, de-esser split band, and you can toggle around with this and drop this to like remove the sound effects. Personally, with this, it sounds perfect enough. I don't have like that much of a sharp s whenever I make an S noise. So I like it how it is over here, but you can obviously toggle with it however you like. There is an alternative to Maximus, which is this free plugin called Spitfish. There's a bunch of different effects. So over here, you go to click to listen, and it would basically focus on that. And you can toggle around with this to sense it, to remove it, and this is how much depth of the S you want to remove. The next thing you want is an EQ, basically just removing the sub bass, which is where a lot of the muddiness and the rumbling comes in a vocal. So the way I did it was I went to presets. Well, it was at default regardless. I clicked on the first one and I went on type high pass, and I don't really like the curvature of this, so I went to order steep 8 and basically dragged it at around in between this, like where the C2 is, so at about 77 hertz. And I think it gets the job done. You still keep like the bass notes and stuff like that, but it removes all the muddiness, and it isn't as like ear rapey, I guess you can say, when you like get really close to the microphone. Just a quick break from this video. If you're an aspiring artist trying to get your music on Spotify, Apple Music, you name it, then click the first link in the description, because it's gonna give you 7% off of DistroKid. You probably have heard of DistroKid. In my opinion, it's the best distribution service on the market. I use it myself, and in my opinion, it's a million times better than having to pay something like TuneCore, where you have to individually pay for an album, when you can pay just $20 a year to release as much music as you want on all platforms. And 7% off of $20, I mean, it's a no-brainer. So remember, first link in the description. Let's just do it. Just do it. What do you? Then you want some Soundgrazer to make your vocal sound crispy, right? You can hear it. So I have it at mode A and at about like 40-35%, and it sounds very good. I like how it sounds. And then finally, the last thing I have is the reverb. And the main thing I did, this I had to do by like listening to myself while the beat is playing, because doing it a cappella won't serve it justice. You might think it sounds good enough, and then you listen to it and the reverb isn't really there with the beat. The main thing I really did was I put the wet level at 82%, and left literally everything else the same. The only thing I really toggled with was wet, so I have it at 82, and it sounds like this. So like very wet. I guess you could say. Once you're done, it's time to record your vocals. So let's get started. I should probably mention that it's smart to have like a bit of a gritty tone while you're rapping in his style. It's just kind of a thing he does in quite a few songs. So I'm gonna have like a weird gritty voice, but you'll see how it sounds. Alright, so I added like a this is bad. I added some ad-libs over here, and I added like a deeper voice, just like repeating the same thing the main vocals are saying. So when you're done, it ends up sounding like this. Yeah, smoking on your mom, smoking on your daddy's a bitch, smoking on your sister, smoking on your granny, smoking on everybody that you like in the near area that you live. I know you're at too, finna dox your ass. Yeah, this is for the tutorial. Yeah. That is what you call a motherfucking banger. But anyway, boys, this has been the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. If this video has been helpful to you, then consider subscribing, because like I said before, I do tutorials on a wide array of genres, right? Indie, R&B, rap, and on different DAWs too. I'm talking FL Studio, GarageBand, Audacity. I also make music myself. If you're into like psychedelic, just weirdo pop, I mean, you got me. You know. Also, comment down below how old do you think I am. It's always funny seeing people think that I'm like in my late 20s or some shit like that. Spoiler alert, I'm fucking not. I am much younger than that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, I gotta mention how much I appreciate your guys' support. Your comments dead ass make my day. But yeah, this has basically been the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. So peace.